Right? So, hey, I wanted to stop in and I wanted to chop some things up with you because I've just come from a luau a couple of hours ago and it was super fun and it was super spirit lifting, and it was great for everybody that was there, all ages that was there. It was really loving and affectionate, and it got me to thinking about you. Got me to thinking about why so many people don't have those really great experiences in their life, why they're not living the best possible life. And I think that this particular thing happened today because I've been doing some things that I want you to do as well. And I want to see if it works for you. And I want your feedback from it. And so one of the things I've done in the past, I want to say this journey's been, it's been maybe 2 weeks. A week has been maybe this part I'm getting ready to tell you about, but the week before was a lot of purge and a lot of deciding to want to live different. Do you know what that means? That means that you woke up one day and you said, I don't like how things are going. I don't like, I feel like I could do more. I feel like I could be better. I feel like I could achieve more in life. I'm not happy with where I am. And you sat down and you made a conscious decision to have something more. And so that's kind of what I've been on. And the first thing you need to do in that portion of it is purge. You need to sit down and think about, God bless you. Just sit down and think about what are the things you don't need in your life that you just have tons of. God bless you. You just have tons of. And do it for everything. Do it from clothes to jewelry. So good. It's carrot mango. So good. To jewelry, to books, to papers, to it took me a minute. The timeline that I'm giving you is the timeline that I came to the end of it, but it took, God bless you, it took me a while because I didn't realize how much stuff I had. You probably don't realize how much stuff you have. I'm going to recommend that you go to Netflix if you get stuck on how to do it. There are a couple of really great shows that are on Netflix that help with that. Tidy Up is one of them. And it helps you start to appreciate what you have more. It's going to help you really sit, God bless you, it's going to really help you sit down and categorize things that mean the most to you and why. It's going to help you start to analyze why you're holding on to things and display them. So I'll come back to that tomorrow. I'll dig into that tomorrow with you and help you break that down because it's late right now. I want to deal with and I want to talk to you about building the mental life that you need. I want to talk to you about what is it that you are planning on having in your life? What is it that you want to create in your life? Me, myself, I have a lot of great things in my life that I'm very thankful for, but I'm human like everybody else. There's some things that I want more of, some things I want to tweak and make better. There's a person I'm really missing that I would like to spend more time with. So these are things that I want to tweak. I want to build more of. And this particular conversation I'm having with you, I have done this before, but on a smaller scale. So it does work. Why is it in that really cute glass? Because when you start working in this journey with me and with yourself, and your I and your me part of your personality, me, myself, and I, you're going to tap back into some things that you really enjoy. And one of the things I enjoy is being very feminine, and I love glass. I love cups, and I love things that are dainty and delicate and sophisticated and nice and girly. I always have, but I've been through a phase or a period or season that I haven't appreciated those things for myself. So that's why I have my mango carrot juice in such a pretty glass, because I love things like that, and I always have. So when I tell you what worked for me, so years and years ago back, I came up with this method. I wasn't sure it was gonna work or not, and then I tested it out. It worked for me, and I didn't even realize it transcending into this particular portion now, and it's working for me. So when I decided that I was getting divorced, a divorce is very hard. I don't know if you all have been to a divorce or not, be it even if you were a child and had gone through the divorce with parents, or if you're actual, the person that went through the divorce. But divorce is very hard. And it's hard even when you're happily, getting divorced. It's hard when you're getting divorced because you wanted to stay with the person, but the person is leaving you. It doesn't matter what side you're on. It doesn't matter if you've even met a new person. Divorce is hard because it's the ending of something that you created. And so for me, I was having a hard time with it. I asked for the divorce, but I was still having a hard time with it. And it wasn't so much to necessarily get the person back. It was just, who was I? I had been married for 15 years. I took my marriage very seriously. I was super wife. I mean, and that's another segment we will talk about. But if you ever talk to the person gonna tell you, yeah, I was that person. I was doing the things they asked. I was getting up in the middle of the night when they came home because they had different shifts of work. I was doing everything possible to make sure that this person was happy with me. Was flipping it up, changing anything they needed. I got it. I'm running your love language the way you want. The sun and the moon rose with this person. And in turn, that's actually why we ended up getting divorced. But we're not going to get into that story of why we got divorced now. But I was that person. And so even though I asked for the divorce and went through the process of it, once we were going through the process and it was completed, I was confused who I was going to be. Who would I then be now? Now that I'm not this wife. Now that I'm not attached to this person, who am I? And so I walked around with headphones on, listening to Tyrese and Usher. And that probably sounds so funny. That probably sounds so silly. Like, you put on headphones and listen to, yes, I did. I listened to their albums so many times. And when I first did it, it was because I enjoy their music. I'm a music head, all types of music. But it was the male voices, and I just didn't want to hear my own thoughts. I didn't want to hear the things tell me that, you know what, you really weren't a good wife. You really weren't good enough. I didn't want to hear that. And I couldn't make those doubting voices stop, right? So I put the music on and started singing the music. But then it became listening to, and I'm talking about the Tyrese and the Usher albums that are very doting, the songs that are very affectionate towards whoever they're speaking to. So to hear that constantly, I would have to go back and pull out the albums and the particular, tracks and things. But to hear a male voice say, you're my superstar from Usher. Usher heads know what I'm talking about. To hear Tyrese, there's a portion in Tyrese's song that talks about, one of the songs talks about how he can't wait to see her and he's on his way to come see her. And I needed to hear that. But I didn't want to go date. You know, yeah, I could have heard it. I could have walked outside and started dating, but I didn't want to date. I didn't want to involve myself with another person because I didn't want to be hurt again, I think. And because I had responsibilities, you know, I had a whole life going on. I had taken custody of kids, and I have responsibility to my sister, and I had a new dog, and I had a new place, and I was working hard at my job. So I had a lot of things I was trying to balance, and I wanted to be as great as a guardian and big sister to my sister and my nephews as I was a wife to my husband. So, you know, I still wanted to be great at my job, and so I didn't want to go date. I didn't want to put that effort into anyone else. I can't tell you that's right or wrong. You know, looking back on it, that's another conversation for us to have. But I knew that I needed to hear that male love. I needed to hear that black male voice. I'm sure I could have picked any artist in the world because, again, I love all types of music, but their two voices resonated with me, and it made me go into a world that allowed me to heal myself. It made me have to not hear the doubting voices because, again, I did this religiously. I got up in the morning, I put my headphones on, and it played all day in one ear. My mother asked me one day, why you got headphones on? Why you got headphones on? I was like, I just, you know, I like music. And it took me, I want to say 2 months, maybe 3 months. Yeah. Constantly. Went to sleep with it. Constantly. Albums back to back. Songs back to back, baby. Could recite them, knew them when they came on. I listened to, I was already, I guess I might be I might be kind of sensitive in a lot of different areas, but I'm definitely sound prone, as they say. You know, sounds catch my attention. And so to the point, Tyrese had done a commercial for White Castle, and he didn't even say his name in the commercial, and I was like, that's Tyrese talking. You know, Usher has always had that voice and the tones, and it's so soothing and so relaxing and inviting and intoxicating, and it's been that way since You Make Me Wanna. I remember when it first came on the radio. I remember I was in my room bumping around, listening to the radio, and it came on, and I was like, what? Who was that? Oh, okay. Make me wanna play the one with. Okay, so it helped me a lot. It kept me from doubting myself. It kept me focused, you know, because I still had to go to work, I still had to drive, I did all that stuff, I still had the headphones on, and it didn't allow me to beat myself up and get into that depression rut. So life went on, right? So here we are years later, and I'm at a new stage. I'm in a new process. And so I had made the decision, that's how the purging thing started. I made the decision, I just wanted to be a better version of me. I just wanted to be the best version, whatever version that is of me. My 50s hit, and I decided I just wanted things to be like better. I felt like I had lived the first half of my life for everyone else. This half of my life is mine. And I still had some bumps along the way coming into 50, but here we are now. And even with the bumps that happened along the way, I really think if those bumps were to get me where I am in this juncture right now talking to you. So that particular growth or that experiment of listening to Usher and understanding that you can reprogram your mind has led me to this. So this is what we're talking about today. I've made the decision that I want my brand to touch more people than I can even fathom to thank God. I've made the decision that I want to be the best version of me. I feel like I've been a shell of myself. And we're going to talk about that too. Do you feel like you're a shell of yourself? Do you ever walk around and do things and feel like, this isn't the best I can give? But then as soon as you say it, you have the question behind it. You're like, this isn't the best I can give, but I'm tired. I got to go to work. I got such number of kids. I got responsibilities. I'm sick. I got this husband. I got this business. I got this. But you know you are a shell of yourself. You're just not the best version of yourself. And that's what I feel like. And I feel that on every level. I feel that with my weight right now and my workout. I feel that with my mental capacity. I feel that with business. I feel that with interaction with just people. I feel that with my animals. A shell of myself. And so, since I'm a shell of myself, then what does that mean? That means you have to dig into that shell and pull who you need to be out. Because you're the only you. So how you do that? Doing this too will help you find your purpose. It will help you find what you're missing in your life. Me personally, if you feel like you're missing something, I think it's all attached to purpose. And once you find whatever you were born to do, you might be born to do a couple of things too. I don't want anybody to think that you're born to just do one thing because, I mean, there are a lot of different brands, a lot of different companies, a lot of different entities that have other entities, right? You think of them as one thing, but then they branch and they have all these other segments that go underneath it. And so I don't want you to feel like you only have one talent or one purpose or one thing to bring in this world. You have multiple. You have multiple. But what I'm trying to get you to do is just dig down enough to get into the first one or the second one so that you can start to give that out to the world. I need it. My children need it. Your children need it. Your family, your town, your city, your state, your country, your race, your sexuality, all of that, all that I just named, you represent, and we need whatever this is from you in order for us to all get to the next level. Because let me just tell you, we're all energy. We're all energy. We all have a signature. We all have a specific thing that we carry in us. And when you meet someone else, you exchange with them. But if you're the shell of yourself, if you're not the best version of yourself, then you're like a spark plug that isn't sparking. You're only halfway touching another person. Some of this might sound like mojo, mumbo mojo to you. What is she talking about? What's she talking about? I'm talking about if you're laying in your bed at night and you know that there's more that you can do. I'm talking about if you know deep down you're the best rapper, singer, cooker, dancer, author, architect, basketball player, cook, the best organizer, the best accountant. You know, whatever it is, you know hands down you are the best at it. You ain't met nobody that do it as well as you do. But for some reason, you're just not at the financial, mental, emotional space, the physical space you want to be in. I'm trying to show you the door. I'm trying to show you the door. And I thought about it. I was like, well, you should just wait. You should wait till you're completely on the other side and then teach people. And I'm like, but why am I waiting? Why am I waiting? Why don't I just let people walk with me? Why don't we just walk this journey together? So what I've been doing is, have y'all been to the library? When's the last time you've been to the library? The Chicago Public Library is the bomb. I feel like probably every library in the United States is the bomb, and I hope to do a library tour. That would be super cool to be able to go from state to state and really dig into their libraries for a month. Oh my gosh. That might sound nerdy to you or sound like, what is she talking about the library for? What does the library have to do with anything? The library is a space for me. When I grew up, okay, let me just give you some background. So me and the library was not friends. That was not the place I was trying to go. Not at all. But my mother is the reader of our readers. Like, oh yeah, I didn't get a call. Coach. Okay. Is the reader of our readers. Like, my mother is a super historian and loves to read. So I came along. School was not easy for me. Reading, math was not easy for me. I will have another conversation with you guys about that because I have so much insight and information to help you with your children because of the things I've gone through, because of the things I've taught other children, and because of my experiences with IEPs and if you don't know what an IEP is a test that I assume every state does, but for Chicago, they have a test where they test your student and help your child find out where their learning skill is, and then they cater a curriculum for them. But I have so much information with that as well. But no, it just wasn't my thing. Like, no, it was hard for me to learn to read. I was never somebody that was excited to sit at school. No, By high school, I liked my grammar school in Chicago, and I liked my high school in Chicago, but I liked it because of the people. It wasn't because, oh, excuse me, I got to chill. It wasn't because I was excited to like come into class because of what the curriculum was at that. No. I did enjoy biology. I did enjoy science. But you got to understand how much older you are by the time you start getting into biology and astrology and agricultural. Did I tell you, I took, before ag business, floriculture, I love that. Oh, I'm sorry, I went to an agricultural school. I went to Chicago's High School for Agricultural Sciences. So I loved my ag classes. But again, just in the beginning, no, I wasn't 7 and 6 at home, like, excited about books. I wasn't excited to go to the library. I'm so glad that's different for my niece, my nephew, and my other niece. We've done so much library time. I've done so much library time with my nieces, and now I do it with my youngest nephew. Yeah, like they're excited to go to the library. But if you have not been in a very long time, I encourage you and implore you to go back. The Chicago Public Library specifically has so many programs. They have a program running this summer right now that we're involved in. I don't know. I'll just tell you about the program, and then you'll figure out if you can still participate in it or not. But the Chicago Public Libraries have been open for 150 years, and they celebrated their birthday. And so we've been having a ball these past, I think it's been we have a chart that we have to read 20 minutes a day, so I'm thinking in my mind like how many weeks. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're maybe 5 weeks in already. Yeah, probably 5 weeks in of reading. They have it for children, 0 all the way up to my age, all the way up to adults. And they have different segments of the program. You read 20 minutes a day, and you turn in your reading, and you get different prizes. Like, I really do love it. But why am I talking to you about this? Because it depends on, are you watching this because you have children? And if you do have children, definitely check out your libraries. Find the libraries that have just different things for any child that whatever age you're dealing with. We have had a ball. We have had an absolute ball with the library. But because I was on this journey of deciding to be better, and that's all I need you to decide tonight. You might not buy into what I'm telling you, my methods that's working for me. You might not know exactly what you plan on doing with the rest of your life. You might not even know why you're not a shell of yourself. A shell of yourself might have just hit you tonight. But if you just take the first step of saying, you know what, I just want things better. If you can just come to that and make that decision, that's going to take you down the rabbit hole, as we should say. And that's what I've gone down the rabbit hole. Because again, I'm telling you, all this started because I said, I just wanted to be a better version of me. And here we are. So the Chicago Public Library has every book, and you're going to see it on here, and I'm going to show you. I've gotten all my books from the library. So if you're the type of person that says, you know what, I don't have a dime, or I have more than enough money, but I'm not spending it on a book. What I'm telling you though, you do need these books, and you need to go ahead and either purchase them or go to the library. The cool thing about the library too is that if you, because some people still don't like to read as adults, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can get the audiobook. The library has an audiobook too. So, I mean, at this point, it's just a matter of, like I say, making the decision that you just want to be better. How is a book going to help you? How you know, we're going to get into that debate. Some people say things like, I don't want to go to counseling because all I'm going to do is tell somebody my problems and they're going to listen. I don't need to read a book because all the book going to do is tell me what their problems were. And I don't, no. The purpose of you getting the books is, first of all, it sets a precedent. You're getting ready to change and shift your world. So you have to enter into another world in order to do that. I hope I didn't lose y'all. Have you ever been doing something and then made the decision that you wanted to try something new? And then you went and tried it, which means you entered into a new world to try it because it's new. And then once you've done that, you realize you really enjoyed it. So once you realize you really enjoy what you're doing, hold on guys, 1 second, let's see. Once you realize what you're doing, then you say, oh, well, wow, I'm glad I tried this. That's actually what we're getting ready to do. I'm explaining to you how to build that part of you that allows you to focus on changing your environment. The only way change happens is by not doing the same thing, expecting the same results, right? Because if you do the same thing, expect the same results, you're going to be sadly disappointed, correct? So the world that you currently have has been completely created by you. Even if you're a child and watching this right now, there are some things that a lot of things you don't have control over, but your perception, your thought patterns, the way you see it, you have absolute control over. So essentially, your world you have right now, you've created. How did I know some of y'all sitting like, shit, how did I create that? This ain't what I wanted, just not what I was looking for. How did I get this mess? I'm going to tell you. It happened because whether you consciously or unconsciously made the decision to choose those things were chosen. The great news is, the phenomenal news is, you can choose something else. You can choose something else. Did y'all hear me? Okay, so now you're sitting there like, okay, hold on. Hold on. I got a hell of a lot of responsibility. I got more things going on than I even publicly want to say. And you finna tell me I can just choose to have all these other things? I can just choose to be someone? Yes. I am living proof. I have so many accounts of things just happening to the point now it's like this is what it is. Think of the last one. I think the last one, and I keep saying I'm gonna just start writing down like in a notebook so that I can tell other people. Let's go back. I'll go back to the girls. So I had the girls, and I was pushing them in this little stroller. And when I tell you, we were struggling with this little stroller, but me and the girls was making it work. And they were little people. We was making it work. Booker and Snooks. And so I started saying, I'm getting a double stroller. At that time, I had left my home. I had left my car. I had left all my possessions because I had so much death in the family. I just shut down. Like, I'm still talking to you if you talk to me, but I didn't hear God. I didn't hear anything. I didn't feel connected to the source. I was just existing, you know? I don't really remember doing too much for myself. Like, even when you look back at the pictures, I do look kind of like, ugh. The girls look phenomenal though. Hair done every day, and not just done, like hair done for their personalities to match their clothes. I need to start pulling them pictures back out, you know. So yeah, they were taken care of immensely, but I was just like a pile of potatoes most of the time. So I kept, you know, bumping around with this little weak stroller, struggling with this stroller. And so I started saying, I'm getting a double stroller. Now, when I would say I'm getting a double stroller, and then I would go and look to see how much a double stroller was, then I would, you know, be like, that's how much it is. Okay, I'm gonna talk to the kids, mom and dad. I'm gonna tell them. But I never did. I never told them I was struggling with the stroller. I would bounce out every day and just try and make it work. So then, but I would get frustrated with it. So some time went on, and I started just saying, I'm getting a double stroller. I'm getting a double stroller. I don't care how much it is. I'm not worried about how much it is. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm getting a double stroller. I never said the parents were getting a double stroller. Like I told you, I didn't go talk to them. They didn't know I was struggling with the stroller. As far as they knew, you know, everything was cool. The kids just thought we was playing. You know, they didn't even really know we were struggling with a double stroller. They never had a double stroller. So to them, you know, what we was doing was fine. But to me, I knew it could be easier because we were going everywhere. We would be all over the dang on neighborhood. We'd be 20-mile radius. We could be anywhere, right? So, because I'm a big believer in going outside and doing activities and having fun. And so I kept saying it. But then I would come back behind myself. I would say, well, yeah, but you know, it's too expensive. Well, yeah, you know, you haven't, no, then I was like, you should look at the different stores. And then each store I would talk about how much it was. I kept putting the block on it, is what I'm trying to show you. I kept saying it and then saying, well, you know, and one day I got tired of saying it. I said, no, I'm getting a double stroller. And I said it out of my mouth. I don't care who's paying for it. I don't care how much it is. I'm not worried about it. I don't know where the money's coming from. I'm not worried about it. I'm getting a double stroller. I still ain't told the parents though, right? So we walking down the street. We go to get on the bus. Got on the bus going the wrong way. Now I knew it was the wrong way when I got on the bus. Like, I wasn't lost. It was just, I don't know. It was weird. I walked across the street and was like, oh, the bus is here. And we went to get on the bus. I was like, why are you getting on this bus? You know this is not the right way. So cool. I'm sorry. I'm being nosy looking out the window. So, okay. I say, I pulled the ringer for the next stop. The lady looks at me. Her name is Jasmine, which just so happens to be one of the favorite characters of the Girls movie. I'm not going to say which child, but I'll let y'all guess. And so those are no babies. So Jasmine, this lady says, hey, I got a double stroller. I said, oh, wow, really? She said, yeah. Can you come get it? I said, what? Can I come get it? She said, yeah. I said, well, we get ready to get off. She said, just take down my number. Take down her number. Got home. Went on to our errand, got home. Told the mom and dad. They made a phone call. We had it that night. That was the first. That many more things has happened in my life like that. But that began me noticing the power of the thought and the control. Okay, so then some time goes on. Let me bring you a more recent one. A more recent one was looking at, and that one would be attributed to doing these exercises that I'm doing right now. So that one would be, I'm looking at the baby's tablet, looking at Snook's tablet. She's looking up some stuff. So I'm looking at it. So it's a lady on there, and she's giving her son inflatables, the things to blow up. And he's spraying water gun inflatables, and he's getting in the pool with these inflatables. So then she gets in the car. Now the Snook's done gone on about her business, gone to do something else. So now I'm all into the silly channel. So I'm just looking at him like, oh, okay. So now she takes him to a mall where there are all these inflatables, these jumpy things. And so I saw it. I said, oh, I can't wait to do that with the kids. That's all I said. I didn't have no doubt behind it. I didn't have, that's not in Illinois. I didn't have, that's not in Chicago. I didn't have, when will it be here? I didn't have no naysay, is what we'll call it. I had the pure thought and meant it and let it go. I promise you, on everything that's holy and beautiful on this earth, I put it on my life, because I am not a liar. I woke up the next morning and it was one outside across the street. Across the street. I know it sounds like, oh my God, are you kidding me? We got outside and we had an appointment. We were running a little late for it. And so I was like, well, you know what? Come on, let's just, because normally I spend more time in our prep, right? But we were running late for, how do I explain this? So I'm the type of person that I need to be early for stuff, or I'm going to be late, if that makes sense. So where some people can be 15 minutes early, I'm the person that needs to leave earlier so that I can even be the 15 minutes. Kind of makes sense? I'm still learning the mapping of time. I guess when I was supposed to be learning that, like I say, I was dozing off somewhere. I don't know what was going on with me. So when I'm saying we were running late, I'm saying we're running late for our schedule. So I didn't want to just make it to, I think we were going to the library. I didn't want to just make it to the library. I wanted to have some like 10, 15 minutes early. So there was a set time we needed to leave the house. Now, even though we were leaving later than that time, we were still going to be on time. We just wouldn't have had any early. Make sense? So I was like, let me just stop. You know, little bunny working, shelling myself, working on myself. So I'm like, let me just stop. Let's just put our shoes on. Like, all these little fluffy extra things I'm doing, we don't have to do. I do want to go. We go outside. We get outside. We see it. When I tell you, it was the biggest inflatable. It had maybe 4 slides, those giant slides. It looked like a huge, huge skyscraper. It's got these giant slides on it. And then it had another small one that you climb through and then you just jump on. So we see it. Both of us is like, is that what we think that is? And then Snook's like, is that what we think it is? The baby looking like, because the baby don't know what it is. Not that big. The baby know what inflatables is, but the baby ain't seen nothing this big. So we get closer and closer. So both of us is like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, they must be putting that up because it's next to the park district. I'm like, oh, they must be putting that up for the park district. Okay. Keep looking. And so I said, well, when we come back, because we had left really early. I was like, well, when we come back, they'll probably have it set up. So I guess this is something we need to add into our activities today. And that's the other thing too. I'm going to suggest to you do need to be very organic. with accepting what the universe brings to you. I know some of you all, that's very, very, very hard because you like to control and micromanage every second of the day and every part of your life. But a part of being able to hear the things that are challenging you and drawing you into the next part of your life, the other side, as they would say, this other alternate world that you want to have. You say you're not happy where you are and you want this new version, or you've had these fantasies about this other type of life. Those fantasies and things that you've been thinking about, they are real and attainable. So you have to be open to those things, and being organic with your day allows you to do that. I'm not saying just get up in the morning and, whatever comes. Some of you may be able to do that. Some people may never be able to do that. But I do know that being organic with my day allowed me to know that I just needed to know what time you guys were done. And then I could figure out what else I needed to do, because I knew the 3 things or 4 or 5 things I needed to get done in the day. And I can arrange them so that this can be added in. Some of y'all are so rigid with everything, adding something in like throws you completely off. There's nothing wrong with you. But what I do want to ask you to do is to have some time for meditation, if only 5 minutes a day. If you don't know what meditation is or don't know how to meditate, you can YouTube it. You can keep up with me. I will have a conversation about that, and then you can do it the way I do it. And then the other thing I'm going to ask you to do is just keep reminding yourself that you don't have to control it every single second. Because whether you know it or not, you haven't controlled it every single second. And you've made it thus far in life. So I'm like, okay, let's just go find out what time, and then we'll come back and we'll figure it out. We're walking. We see a man. We see some kids on it. We see 2 kids. So we say hi. The kids say hi. Some men sitting down. So I say, hi, what time is everything starting so that I could come back and bring the kids? He said, no, well, I'm sorry. These are my inflatables. I'm out here taking pictures. What? Yes. Would your children like to participate on them? Would your kids want to get in? Did you hear what I said? All I did was look at it on the phone. And when I'm telling you I'm looking at it, I'm washing dishes. I'm preparing kids for the end of the night. I still have a million things that I need to get done for myself to lay down. I'm still doing the things I need to do. This wasn't like, sitting down looking at something, meditating on it. This wasn't me looking at it going, oh, one day I'm going to, no. But what it was an intent behind it. I looked at it, I saw it, and I said, oh, I'm going to do that one day with the kids. And here we were. Had a ball. He was just out there to take pictures. So the kids got to, the baby didn't get on the big slide because it was too big. It was just that big. Like, it was big enough for 4 adults to, that kind of skyscraper stuff. So she did that quite a few times. And then she came over to the one that you climb through and then you just jump on. And so, as big as it is, imagine how long it takes to take down. So he says, I'm going to take this down, but they can stay in there. He said they could stay in there. Right. So we did that. And when we walked away, when he was ready to take the other one down and we went walking away to our destination, I realized again in that moment, this is very real. It's not witchcraft, and it's not evil, and it's not, no, it's not. I'm going to finish this conversation with you all, and then I will be doing a different post to show you how what I'm talking about is even in the Bible. So I don't want my Christians or my Buddhists or anybody of any religion to feel like this is some type of something against God. It's not. It's actually including the Creator and God. But yeah, absolutely. And I will try and sit down one day and actually make a journal so that I can actually show you guys. Like, I have so many times that this happens. but it only happens when you do it correctly. You are the only thing that's blocking you. I'm very calm and kind of collected in this conversation tonight because it is very late, and I have been up for a very long time and gotten a lot of stuff done today, and then had the luau, so it does have me kind of toned down. I'm never this toned, but maybe that's good because this is a serious conversation. You don't have to be afraid or fearful of information that I'm getting ready to give you going against your religion, because I shouldn't say religion, going against your relationship with the Creator, because I'm a firm believer in the Creator is inside of you, and everything else that you do is just icing on the cake. Makes sense? So everything that I'm talking about is given to you from the Creator, given to you from God. It sources from there. The things I'm asking you to listen to, the subtle nudges and the subtle encouragement, and even in everything that I'm getting ready to recommend that you listen to it with that ear. When you hear someone say something like, listen to your inner voice, I believe that's coming from the Creator. So bringing it all home, why I brought up the Chicago Public Library. These books that I've gotten are from the library. And what I did is I created my own world. I created a space that I didn't know. This is the other thing. I didn't know all these books were going to come to the same conclusion. All of them are on the same wavelength of what you need to do to get to the next point in your life, of how you create what I call happiness, how you get on that journey, how you find your purpose. It does help with self-help. It has helped me with my understandings of how I perceive some things, and so that's what all this is about. So right now, this is what I'm reading. Let me show you. This is what I'm reading. These books is what I'm reading. Besides these, 1, 2, 3, 4, besides these 4, I'm also doing 2 audiobooks. So that's 4, that's 6. That probably sounds like a lot, right? Like, how can you possibly read 4 books and do 2 audiobooks? Okay, so let me tell you. Remember I told you I wasn't the person in school that was getting straight A's and rock starring it out. I wasn't a person that even enjoyed the library. My mother and my sister went to the library religiously. I missed out. I've taken them and sat outside in the car. Just missed out, baby. But how am I able to do this now? I'm able to do this now, 1, because I'm older. I'm in the second half of my life. And I understand more of how things work and why things work the way they do. You don't have to fight against the system. You work within the system and create what you need to be created. Hold on, Princessa. So what you want to figure out, she's got to potty, and it's so late. She shouldn't have to potty this late. So what you want to do, okay? I have a notebook for each one of these. For the 4 books, each book has a notebook, and each online audiobook has a notebook. These books do ask you questions, and you just answer the questions. That's it. I have a bookmark that I've made for each one. Let's see this one. I love my bookmarks. And I got it, obviously, from the library. But what I do is I grab whichever book I want. I read it till I get tired. If you only read 1 page, put the bookmark in it and go to another book. Take a break, go get some fruit. Go play with your kids. Go work your job. on the way home, if you're working, on the way home, put your audiobook on. My 2 audiobooks are from the library. They are directly to my phone. I can make notes within there. And what I really like about it is I can save certain parts of the book and go back to it. So I can do that in the phone. And then when I get home, I can rewrite, whatever I thought was important and put it in a notebook. I'm just going from book to book to book. I had no idea these books were going to kind of morph into the same plan. I didn't know. Hold on, baby. Here I come. Okay, we're going to have to wrap this up. So, The Secret. I don't know if you guys know about The Secret. That's a whole different live we'll have. But this is The Secret called Hero. This one deals with different people that are... that have different things that have happened in their lives, and it also deals with helping you with the dream, the hero, the victory, the quest, the secret. So this one is also another one written by the same author. I guess I should definitely, sorry, I should have showed you the author. Written by the same author as The Secret, and this is also the same author, Hero. So this one is called The Magic. This one was difficult for me to choose from the library. I'm going to be very honest with you. I was able to find my other books very quickly, knew these were the books that I wanted to read, but because this said The Magic, it was like, I don't want to read a book that's got witchcraft in it. I don't have anything against witchcraft. I don't have anything against, because I do have enough of a knowledge to understand that it doesn't necessarily have to be what everybody says, the naysayers say. But for some reason, I was just so nervous because it said magic. I just kept, and then I kept reading the front, and I kept trying to figure out, and this book is dealing with gratitude. Gratitude. I will dig in a little bit more dealing with gratitude and things like that. And I don't think I can pull out the caption. I don't know why I was doing this with the baby a few days ago and then didn't pull it out. But I will find it so that I can explain it to you as well. The only disadvantage to getting them from the library is that you can't highlight in them. If you are the type of person when you read, you like to highlight. If you don't want to, that's why I do have to do the notebook, because I have to, it's not my book, so I can't just highlight it. Like this little part that I keep looking for in the book, I had to go and look for it a couple of times. It's good though, because it's like drilling it into my mind. But if you're that type of person that you don't want to rewrite the notes, like I'm saying in the notebook, you might want to buy your book so that you can highlight it. And then you can highlight it and you can just make a note right on the side of the book. I've gotten many books from secondhand stores where you can see the person highlighted in it, and then they wrote the notes that they have for whatever the highlighted right along the sides of the book. So if you're that type of person that you don't want to write in a notebook, yes, definitely. Please get you a note. Please buy the books. Don't get them from the library. But yeah, I struggled with this book often, and all that I've read so far, the magic is gratitude. The magic is gratitude. I'm coming, honey. The next two books, the next book I'm doing is Jump. Steve Harvey's Jump. This is really good. This is, I guess I'll have to do a little thing about each book, which I will. But he was at the end of a taping and was having a conversation with people about jumping into whatever it is. Just jump forward. And that led into a whole book. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. The next one is Badass. Badass Habits. So this particular author here is the author of the 2 audiobooks that I'm doing. So the 2 audiobooks that I'm doing is, like she says at the bottom, You Are a Badass and You Are a Badass with Money. I like doing the audiobooks. My sister is the first person to have me listen to You Are a Badass through audio. Because I've done this before with this particular author, her voice resonates with me so well. And now to hear her do You Are a Badass and You Are a Badass and Making Money, her voice just sets in with me as if I'm hearing my auntie talk. Why I like this book, this particular book, this one is helping me understand how to break the habits in my mind. That thought, how it got created, why it's there, and then how to get rid of it. Because I've done You Are a Badass and have an understanding of how, because You Are a Badass helps you really understand how your mind works and how your childhood traumas or realities or whatever happened in your childhood, how that particular whatever happened and what you set behind it, that's what You Are a Badass did for me in a lot of areas. It made me question things. It made me see things I didn't even know I needed to question, and it helped me get answers to it. This particular book is helping me figure out the habits. Okay, well, why do you do it like this? And why does it make sense to you? And the financial book is rocking it out the park for me. The financial book, what it's doing for me is it is really, really helping me. I mean, I'm only on chapter 5, and it's helped me answer some things I didn't even realize I felt about money. And if you feel negative about money, how are you going to make it, attach it? How are you going to pull it to you? How are you going to do what you need to do for it if you feel negative about it? And so that's what I love about that one. Again, Jump, why I love Jump so much so far, is that Jump is helping with the examples. I already know the Steve Harvey story. I've often called him my cousin. I was calling him my cousin back when think like a man, act like a lady. That don't sound right. What is this? Y'all, I gotta fly in my house and it's about to drive me crazy. Think like a man. Wait. Act like a lady, think like a man. Sorry, I know better. So I've been doing that with him for a very long time. And so this particular book is helping me deal with faith and understanding if I don't do it, I'm losing out and everybody else is losing out. Like if I don't do it, I'm never going to know what's going to come of it. Like I say, magic deals with gratitude. Magic deals with the gratitude. I know that sounds crazy. It sounds okay. So I'm definitely gonna have to get this fly. I can't take no flies. I don't know why. I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I thought it was gonna be. I don't know what I thought it was gonna be. It is helping me understand though that title really made me think something negative. As if I guess I thought it was gonna have spells in it. I don't know, but it doesn't. That's not what it's about. And then the hero. And so, like I say, one of these 4 books is being read, or one of those audios is being listened to. And I'm engaging it. I'm listening to it, and when it asks the question, I'm just trying to get an answer. That's it. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. Give your answer. Say the little things they say. You know this stuff works, though, y'all. You know this stuff works. I know this works. It's just putting in the work. You know how you know this works? When you start digging into it, you're going to see the things that you've said to get you where you are. And didn't even realize it. I absolutely believe in the power of the tongue. I absolutely believe in what you say is what you get. Positively believe it. So that's what I wanted to come. All this time it took me to tell y'all that I'm long-winded, y'all. But that's what I wanted to come and dig in with you. And I wanted to talk to you about that. I wanted to let you know that the world that you are trying to have, no matter what that world is, you are absolutely deserving of it. You absolutely can have it. And this is the tools to get there. And I'm right here doing it with you. And you're going to see as things change and all that, you're going to see it. I'm right here doing it with you. Some of you are probably like, yeah, well, I've read, like the self-help books, and they did help me a little, but I mean, you're talking about changing my whole existence. You're talking about me being in a financial position I had never fathomed before. You're talking about me being breaking habits that I never thought I could break. You're talking about me being able to be a warmer, giving, understanding person and still rock it out that park like yep, I sure am. I'm talking about you not being in the shell of yourself. And this works for you no matter who you are, where you are, and what part of your life you're in. Yeah. This that I'm doing, yes, it's real. Like, yeah, this is a real thing. And it's a real thing because whatever life you have right now, you created it. You spoke it into existence. Whether you did it on purpose or on accident. I'm just trying to teach you how to do it now on purpose. So, okay, I'm going to wrap it up tonight. I can't wait to do this journey with you. This builds into so many different ways. So, we're doing the book portion that me and you just talked about. I'm also going to be talking to you about the Netflix shows. I have so many that I'm hooked on. And I can't wait to give you my opinions and oh my goodness, and my reactions, because I don't know if y'all know, but I'm a movie person and I'm very dramatic. So it's gonna be fun to watch these movies together. And that's all I'm gonna tell you right now. That's all I'm gonna tell you right now. Just keep walking with me. If whatever resonates with you, whichever part sinks in for you, oh, you like this, or you like the dogs, or you like the health and wellness, or you like the books, or you like, it's so many different, it's something here for everyone. You just got to figure out where you fit in at, or you might just like it all. So have a great night. I hope you do get the books. If you don't want to go to the library, you can definitely sit right now when we get off here, and I'm at 5%, y'all. Get right off of here and do audiobooks. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Have a good night. Have a good night. And I'm excited. I hope you do this with me.